As we are breaking news right now, we're hearing that Jaswant Singh has in fact been denied a ticket by the BJP from Barmer. Remember, he had expressed his desire to be fielded from that constituency. He said he was fighting his last elections, and that is why he wanted to contest them from home. Let's listen in once again to the soundbite that Jaswant Singh gave, expressing his desire to be fielded from Barmer.
मैं अपने आप को साइडलाइन नहीं समझता। जो मेरी आवश्यकता है उस अनुसार पार्टी उपयोग करेगी, ऐसा मुझे विश्वास है। आखिरी चुनाव मैं घर से ही लड़ना चाहूंगा।
Aditi Ananthanarayanan joins us now for the latest on this story. Aditi, Jaswant Singh making it pretty clear, saying this is my last election, I want to fight it from home. We're hearing that he's now been denied a ticket.
Absolutely, Pierre. Jaswant Singh had given the party president Rajnath Singh a clear warning that if he's not allowed to contest from Barmer, because that was the seat that he had asked the party to contest from, it was his hometown. He had clearly mentioned that it was his last election. It was his desire to contest from Barmer. But however, on the other side, Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje was fielding for Colonel Sonaram, who has just entered Bharatiya Janata Party from Congress. And clearly, the ball was in the court of Vasundhara Raje. She had refused to field for Jaswant Singh, and clearly that is what exactly has happened. Now the BJP has decided to drop Jaswant Singh's name from Barmer, and they have put forward the candidature of Colonel Sonaram from the constituency of Barmer.
Aditi, is there any indication right now of what Jaswant Singh might do? He had dropped a few hints earlier about what he'd do if he was denied this choice.
Absolutely, Pierre. Yesterday, we know even he had spoken to the media in which he had clearly given the hints that if he's not allowed to contest from Barmer, then probably he will just part ways from the party and he will contest the elections as independent. However, there's no confirmation on this yet. What next step will Jaswant Singh take after the decision of the party is clearly out, that Jaswant Singh has been dropped from the Barmer constituency, and now it will be the candidature of Colonel Sonaram who will be contesting from Barmer.
And this, of course, creates an issue within the BJP, because there were some people within the party who were warning that if Colonel Sonaram is given the seat, there might be problems for the party. They warn that, as you mentioned, he's a quote-unquote Congress turncoat. This is not likely to go down well with one faction of the party in Rajasthan.
Absolutely not, Pierre. Even in the morning, we saw a lot of BJP workers protesting in favor of Jaswant Singh. Clearly, even in the Barmer constituency, majority of the people wanted Jaswant Singh to contest. It was not only a few days back that he had mentioned it to the party top brass. He had mentioned it way back when all the planning for the Lok Sabha polls were taking place. He had mentioned it to the party top brass that he has a desire to contest from Barmer constituency. It is his last elections, and that is why he preferred to contest from his hometown. His son is the MLA of that constituency, and this is not the first time that Jaswant Singh will be contesting from that particular constituency. And there's a lot of support in Barmer itself, Pierre, when we talk about Jaswant Singh. Not many people are happy with the option of Congress's Colonel Sonaram being inducted in the BJP and then being given a seat over and above Jaswant Singh. And we saw that protest happening right today early in the morning. So clearly the decision would not be going down very well with major part of the party. But as we've been seeing, Pierre, over the past few days, when we talk about veteran leaders such as Murli, Manohar, Joshi, or when we spoke about the party patriarch LK Advani, all the senior BJP leaders had to fall in line.
Yeah.
And just that's exactly the same which has happened with Jaswant Singh as well. He had a desire, but end of the day, he has to be submissive, and he has to accept the decision that has been taken by the party top brass.
And I think that's what it comes down to, doesn't it, Aditi? Because a lot of these people have been with the party for a very long time. Many of them served as ministers in the previous government as well. Not all of them on the same page with the Narendra Modi decision to lead the party into the elections, and perhaps that's why they're sort of being eased out, being denied the first choice, letting them clearly know that this is not their time anymore. Their time is gone.
Absolutely, and Pierre, these are the senior leaders who have made BJP what it is today. And clearly, the decision entirely being of Narendra Modi isn't going down very well with the senior leaders such as Murli Manohar Joshi or LK Advani or the latest Jaswant Singh, and preempting, seeing what has happened to Murli Manohar Joshi in the past, seeing what happened with LK Advani yesterday. It was Jaswant Singh who had preempted that since the Barmer seat was put on hold at the point of time when Rajasthan's seats were being announced day before yesterday, he had preempted preempted that there is a tussle over the seat, and probably there might be a chance that he will be sidelined yet again, just like the senior leaders such as Murli, Manohar, Joshi and LK Advani. And that is precisely, and what he had preempted, it has become true. And what he had feared, it has become true. He had to fall in line with the BJP's decision. And now it will be interesting to see whether he will stick to the statements that he made, that he will now contest independent or not. So it will take some time to know whether what Jaswant Singh's decision will be now that the seat has been announced.
And that, of course, strengthens a lot of the up-and-coming leaders of the party as well, as they call them, the second generation. Of course, most of these leaders are in their 50s and 60s themselves. Aditi, if you can hear me, I was saying with these older leaders moving out, it strengthens the hand of the younger leaders in the party, people who've basically hitched their wagon to Modi.
Absolutely. Now it clearly shows that the BJP has become a one-man show. Everything what Narendra Modi decides, only that has been happening in the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is what many of the party sources were fearing, that the entire BJP will end up becoming a one-man show. And that was those were the issues that were raised by Murli Manohar Joshi, senior leaders such as Murli Manohar Joshi or LK Advani or Jaswant Singh, clearly now showing that all the veteran leaders, all the party patriarchs or all the senior leaders of the BJP are slowly and steadily being sidelined. The desires that they have put forth in front of the BJP top brass, or the demands that they have made from the BJP top brass, clearly are not getting fulfilled. And easily the party has now sidelined all the veteran leaders, all the senior leaders, and now the younger brigade is coming into terms. The younger brigade which supports Narendra Modi, the younger brigade who always falls in line with the decisions that are being made by the Bharatiya Janata Party, Pierre.
I want to come back, Aditi, to the top, and if viewers are just joining us, if you can just give them a refresher of what we discussed early on, which is Jaswant Singh being denied a ticket and the implications for that, for him and the party in Rajasthan. Aditi, if you caught that, for viewers who are just joining in, fill them in on the news of Jaswant Singh's ticket from Barmer, or being denied a ticket, and what that means for him as a BJP leader.
Yesterday, Jaswant Singh had spoken to Party President Rajnath Singh, in which he had clearly said that if he does not get to contest from Barmer in Rajasthan, then he would contest independently. And that was a threat or a warning that the senior leader had given to the Bharatiya Janata Party. It was Jaswant Singh had earlier itself told the BJP top brass that he has a desire, he wishes to contest from Barmer. This probably might be his last elections, and that is why he wants to contest the Lok Sabha polls from his hometown, which is the Barmer constituency. However, Vasundhara Raje was fielding for Colonel Sonaram, who is just a new entrant in the Bharatiya Janata Party. He's come from the Congress, and Vasundhara Raje clearly wanted Sonaram to contest from Barmer, and she did not want Jaswant Singh to get that particular seat. And day before yesterday, when the seats for Rajasthan were announced, Barmer was put on hold, clearly giving a hint that there was an internal tussle as far as that one particular constituency is concerned. And now it is out in the open that the Barmer constituency has been given to Colonel Sonaram, and Jaswant Singh's name has been dropped from the constituency in which he was desiring to contest from. And already Jaswant Singh had threatened that he will contest independently if he is not given the Barmer constituency, Pierre.
All right, Aditi, stay with us. I understand we also have Devankar Wadhavan on the phone from Jaipur. They've give us a local perspective of the politics that's playing out between Vasundhara Raje's faction over there and the old guard of Jaswant Singh, who Vasundhara Raje clearly doesn't want contesting from Barmer.
Well, Pierre, Jaswant Singh, the veteran BJP leader, is certainly considered from the entire Vasundhara Raje camp, and Vasundhara Raje, who recently returned to power in Rajasthan, did not want the Jaswant camp to be strengthened, and that is why she has been fighting tooth and nail to ensure that the veteran leader is denied a ticket. And from all perspectives, that is what has happened. As far as Sonaram Chaudhary is concerned, Pierre, he has certainly been someone who has been revolting against Ashok Gehlot while he was in the Congress party. He's one person who was almost considered from the rival camp as far as Gehlot was concerned, and Vasundhara Raje had been doing him for some time. She wanted to bring Colonel Sonaram Chaudhary into the BJP. He is considered a strong Jat leader. He hails from the Barmer region. He is considered as a strong leader and someone who can strengthen the BJP as far as the Jat community is concerned. and that is why one reason is that as to why Vasundhara Raje wanted to bring him to the BJP, wanted him to contest from that region. And certainly the other perspective is that there has been a long Cold War going on between Vasundhara Raje and Jaswant Singh, and she did not want certainly an alternative power camp to be elected in Rajasthan, and that is why, despite the fact that Jaswant's son had fought elections from there, Jaswant himself had been an elected representative from that region. That is why, despite that, Vasundhara Raje had been camping in that region in Delhi for long, so as to hobnob with the senior leadership of the BJP and ensure that Jaswant Singh is denied a ticket from the Barmer region, and ultimately, that is what has happened.
I want to come back to the point you made over there, Dev, which is about Jaswant Singh's son, because he still is the MLA for Barmer, for that constituency after winning the assembly elections. It creates quite a tense dynamic for the BJP in Rajasthan, doesn't it? Dev, if you can hear me, I was asking about the point you raised about Jaswant Singh's son, because he still remains in the Vasundhara Raje camp as far as the assembly is concerned. He's part of the BJP, but denying his father the ticket from that seat would raise a very tense dynamic.
Well, here, if you were to understand the Rajasthan political dynamics, Vasundhara Raje returned to power with a decisive mandate. She attained power with more than 2/3 of the seats that went to poll in the Rajasthan Assembly election. So the has clearly been in favor of Vasundhara Raje. She feels that she can get away with almost anything at this point in time. As far as the veteran leader Jaswant Singh is concerned, she wants to ensure that the remaining more than 4 years of term are rather peaceful as far as she is concerned, and that is why she did not want Jaswant Singh to be strengthened in any manner, and that is why she had been camping in Delhi. She had been meeting Rajnath Singh. She had been meeting other senior leaders. She had also taken Sonaram Chaudhary with her to Delhi, so as to ensure that she can pitch for the Congress turncoat and ensure that he gets a ticket. As far as Jaswant's son is concerned, she is someone who is considered pro Jaswant Singh. He also wanted a ticket for his father, but that is something which has clearly not happened. Vasundhara feels that even if the father-son duo were to leave the BJP, that will not dent the party in the long run. And that is how she has tried to convince the senior leadership of the BJP. She has conveyed that Sonaram Chaudhary is a veteran Jat leader. He has contacts, deep roots in that community, and that can benefit the party in the long run. And that is how she has conveyed to the party that we should go ahead and ensure that someone who just joined the party a few days back should be given a ticket from there.
And one way to look at it is, as you were mentioning, a strong Jat leader in Colonel Sona Ram over there. That perhaps what the BJP wants right now is a sure shot winning candidate, because as you know, in previous NDA governments, it's really come down to the wire, and the NDA has ended up on the losing side.
Well, here in the assembly, if you were to look at the assembly election results, BJP won more than 160 seats out of a total of 200 seats.
Yeah.
So right now, Vasundhara is feeling that whichever candidate she puts up, she has in Rajasthan, they would be able to. They are pinning their votes. They are hoping that they would be able to get at least 20 out of a total of 25 seats, and that is why she wants that the candidate be of her choice, so that there is no bad blood between the candidates and her later on. And that is why that is how she has been able to convey to the party that Sonaram Chaudhary can be a winning candidate, despite the fact that there has been a lot of unrest amongst the party workers at the ground level in Barmer. The local supporters of Jaswant Singh have come onto the streets. There have been minor disruptions, minor signs of protest in Barmer. They have been indulging in burning the effigies out there. But clearly, it's the Vasundhara Raje's wit that has prevailed.
Right.
As far as the senior leadership of the BJP is concerned, she has been able to convey to them that Sonaram Chaudhary can be a winning candidate here.
Dev, many thanks for the perspective from Rajasthan. It certainly is very interesting when you look at how it develops on the ground. I want to go back to Aditi Anantanarayanan, who joined us from the national capital earlier. Aditi, this means Jaswant Singh could likely fight as an independent, or does he retire from politics, or does he have a plan B with the BJP?
As far as what we heard from Jaswant Singh yesterday, PR, even till today morning, that he had maintained that the threat or the warning that he'd given to the party top brass, that if he's not allowed to contest from Barmer, he will go independent. Now, it will be interesting to see, now that the seat has been announced, now that the candidature from Barmer has been announced, whether Jaswant Singh actually goes ahead with the warning and the threat and actually pulls himself off from the party and contests independently, or whether he will accept the party's decision and wait to see which other seat he will be given, because there's another CEC meet which is to be held over the next week, in which the remaining seats are going to be announced. So it is going to be interesting to see that Jaswant Singh, who is already miffed, who is already upset with the fact that probably he might not get the Barmer seat, and now that the fact is that he is not getting the seat, will he actually go ahead and pull himself off from the party and contest independently, or will he give in to the demands of the BJP and wait for another seat that is likely to be given to him?
Aditi, many thanks for those perspectives and for the updates there in the BJP. Big news, Jaswant Singh, another former NDA cabinet minister, being denied his first choice ticket.